Hello, Commander. Listen carefully. Your biggest enemy is not outside you. Your biggest enemy is a part of your own mind that does whatever it wants, whenever it wants, and then pretends you had no choice. For years, you have called this personality, habit, stress, fate. It is not. It is simply an undisciplined mind running your life on autopilot. This audiobook is not here to comfort that mind. It is here to confront it, challenge it, and put it back under your command. By the end of this, you will know exactly how to give your mind an order and watch it obey. Chapter 1. Stop letting your mind talk over you. Listen, your life did not become what it is by one big decision. It became what it is by thousands of small thoughts you never questioned, thousands of impulses you treated as orders. You did not sit down and say, I want my emotions to be in charge. You did not decide, I want my cravings and fears to run my day. But that is what has been happening. Your mind has been talking over you, and you have been letting it. Here's the core truth of this entire book. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears them. You are the one who can question them. You are the one who can overrule them. Until you separate the two, you cannot control anything. That is the foundation. That is the key. Right now, as you listen, thoughts are appearing. This makes sense. This won't work. I've heard this before. I'm just not the disciplined type. Notice something important. You did not ask for those specific thoughts. They just appeared. They show up like notifications. They talk and you listen. Your mind is loud. You are quiet. Today that changes. You have spent years saying sentences that quietly surrendered your power. That's just how I am. I always procrastinate. I can't focus. I have a bad temper. Every time you said that, you were not describing a fact. You were signing a contract. You were telling your mind, keep doing this. I accept it. I agree this is who I am. You were not born with those patterns. You rehearsed them. You repeated them. You obeyed them. Now look at your real life. It is 2 a.m. You promised yourself you would sleep at 11. You have work tomorrow. You have responsibilities. But your phone is still in your hand. Your eyes hurt. Your body is exhausted. You keep scrolling. Why? Because a thought shows up. Just one more video. Another thought. I'll be fine. Another. I deserve to relax. You do not stop and ask, is this true? You do not ask, who is talking right now? You simply obey. That is what it looks like when your mind talks over you. Another example. You are in an argument. The other person says something sharp, a tone you do not like. A thought appears. They disrespected you. Another, you can't let that slide. Another, if you stay calm, you're weak. Your chest tightens. You feel heat in your face. And then you snap. You say things that you don't mean. You slam doors. You regret it later. Then what do you say? That's just how I am when I'm angry. No, that is how you are when your mind talks over you and you let it. One more. You walk past the kitchen. You are not hungry. You just ate. A thought appears. You deserve a treat. Another. It's just one time. Another. You'll be strict tomorrow. You know that tomorrow has been moving for years. But you obey anyway. These are not random events. These are trained responses. You trained your mind to throw out excuses. You trained yourself to follow them. If you don't interrupt the pattern will interrupt your life. Remember that. So the first step in self-control is this. You must see the structure inside you. Inside you, there is a crew. Thoughts, emotions, urges, memories, images. They talk. They shout. They argue. Then there is a commander. The commander is the part of you that can watch all of that. The part of you that can say, No. The part of you that can say, enough. Until now, your commander has been silent. The crew has been running the ship. Every thought acts like a captain. Every feeling acts like a law. From now on, that ends. From now on, the commander speaks first. The mind responds. Here is how you start doing that in real life. Step 1, notice and name. Next time you are about to act, slow down for 1 second. You are reaching for your phone again. You are about to say something sharp. You are opening the fridge when you are not hungry. Pause and name what is happening. This is a thought. This is an impulse. This is a story my mind is telling. The moment you name it, you are no longer inside it. You step one level above it. You become the observer, not the puppet. Your mind is loud. You are quiet. But when you name what it is doing, your quiet voice shows up. Step 2, separate thought from command. Most of your life, you treated every thought like an order. A thought says, I'm tired. You stop. A thought says, I don't feel like it. You quit. From now on, you treat thoughts as suggestions, not orders. A thought appears. You say, I heard you, but I decide. You have a choice. You always did. Step 3, decide your command in advance. Do not wait until you are drowning in emotion to decide how you will act. Decide before the moment comes. For example, tonight before bed, you say, after 11 p.m., I do not pick up my phone. That is my order. Before a difficult conversation, you say, if I feel anger spike, I will pause and breathe for 30 seconds. That is my order. Before a meal, you say, if I am not truly hungry, I will not eat. That is my order. Short, simple, clear. Your mind is allowed to complain. It is allowed to whine. It is allowed to suggest. But it does not get to overrule the commander. Step 4, hold the line once. Do not worry about the whole month. Do not promise yourself forever. Hold the line in one moment. You feel the urge to scroll. You remember your order. You feel your mind saying, just this once. You do not argue. You do not bargain. You simply do not obey. That is self-control in its simplest form. Not a feeling, a decision you execute. You will fail sometimes. You will let the mind talk over you. That does not mean you are weak. It means you are training. Each time you catch it faster. Each time you interrupt sooner. Each time you remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears them. Your mind is loud. You are quiet. But starting now, your quiet voice is the one in charge. This is the beginning of command. This is the first shift from automatic obedience to conscious choice. You just learn how to stop letting your mind talk over you. You learn to see thoughts as suggestions, not orders. You learn that you have a choice in the space between impulse and action. Now, it is time to identify the main saboteur that lives in that space. You silence the noise for a moment. Now, let's expose the force that keeps pulling you off course. Chapter 2, Name the Enemy. Impulse, not fate. Listen, you are not losing your life in huge, dramatic scenes. You are losing it in tiny, boring, invisible moments. Moments where you say yes when you know you should say no. That yes has a name. Impulse. Impulse is the immediate, unfiltered command your lower mind throws at you. Click, eat, react, quit, escape. Impulse is fast. Impulse is loud. Impulse feels urgent. But hear this clearly. Impulse is not destiny. Impulse is not truth. Impulse is not you. An impulse is not you. It is just a noise. You have been treating noise like law. That is why you feel out of control. Think about the last time you tried to change something real. You said, no more sugar. You meant it. You were tired of the crashes, the guilt, the way your body felt. The first day goes well. You feel strong. You feel focused. Then, late at night, you open the cupboard. You see the cookie. You see the chocolate. In less than a second, here it comes. An impulse. Just one more. You've been good today. You'll get strict tomorrow. That is impulse. It is quick. It is emotional. It is convenient. And most of your life, you have obeyed, not because you are weak, not because you are broken, but because no one told you the truth. An impulse is not you. It is just a noise. Another example, you finally sit down to study, or to build your business, or to write. You clear your desk. You tell yourself, I'm going to focus for 1 hour. 30 seconds later, your brain twitches. What's happening online? Did someone message me? Let me just check something quickly. That twitch is not logic. That twitch is not a real need. That twitch is impulse. Just one quick video. Just one quick check. You know what happens next. One video becomes 10. One scroll becomes 40 minutes. One quick check becomes a wasted night. You did not lose control in some big, life-changing decision. You lost in the small ones, over and over. You don't lose control in big decisions. You lose it in the small ones, over and over. Impulse is death by 1,000 cuts. One cut when you hit snooze. One cut when you grab junk food. One cut when you text your ex. One cut when you skip the workout. One by one, those cuts bleed away your self-respect. Impulse says, do what feels good now. Discipline says, do what will feel right later. It is not about flaw. It is about discipline. You've been blaming your flaws. I'm lazy. I'm addicted. I'm just not like those disciplined people. No, you are not cursed. You are untrained. You do not have a flaw problem. You have a discipline problem around impulse. So here is what must change. You must stop confusing impulse with identity. You must stop calling impulse who you are. I always binge at night. I always skip the gym. I always get distracted. No, you don't. You simply have never learned to stand still in front of impulse and say, no. To do that, you need a tool. A tiny, powerful tool. The 3-second window. The 3-second window is the short space between impulse and action. It is a gap between I want it and I do it. Most of your life, that window has been locked shut. Impulse appears. You act. Thought. Action. No gap. You are going to crack that window open. Here's how it works. The moment you feel an impulse, you do not move for 3 seconds. You do not reach. You do not click. You do not speak. You notice. You say, out loud if you can, this is an impulse, not an order. That sentence is your weapon. This is an impulse, not an order. The second you say that, you separate, you create space. You become the observer again. An impulse is not you. It is just a noise. Then you follow 3 steps. Name it. Pause it. Override it. Name it. I want to open social media. That's an impulse. I want to yell right now. That's an impulse. I want to eat this and I'm not hungry. That's an impulse. When you name it, you strip it of magic. You call it what it is, a quick, emotional suggestion from your lower mind. Pause it. You give yourself 3 seconds, 3 breaths, 3 counts. In that pause, you remind yourself, I have a choice. It's not about comfort. It's about discipline. You are training your brain to understand. Not every urge must be obeyed. Override it. You choose the action that matches your long-term command, not your short-term craving. Instead of opening the app, you open your work. Instead of snapping, you stay silent. Instead of eating, you drink water and walk away. That override is not about perfection. It is about repetition. Name it, pause it, override it. This is how you take power back, 3 seconds at a time. You may say, 3 seconds can't change my life. Look around. 3 seconds has already been changing your life. 3 seconds of reaching for your phone. 3 seconds of opening that message. 3 seconds of grabbing the food you don't need. Your life is already built on 3-second choices. You have just been letting impulse make those choices for you. Now you choose. You don't need their permission. You don't need the mind's permission. You don't need your feelings' permission. You need your decision. The person who learns to stand still for 3 seconds in front of an impulse is the person who can change anything. Because if you can say no once, you can say no again and again and again. You don't lose control in big decisions. You lose it in the small ones, over and over. So from now on, when you feel a familiar pull, you do not say, "This is just how I am." You say, "This is an impulse, not fate." You say, "This is an impulse, not an order." This is how you stop being a victim of your own urges. This is how you stop calling chaos personality. This is how you start living by choice, not by reflex. In the last chapter, you learn that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears them. Now you know that you are not your impulses either. You are the one who decides whether they live or die. You have identified the enemy. You have seen how it sneaks into your nights, your work, your health, your relationships. You have a weapon now, the 3-second window. Next, you need a voice powerful enough to confront impulse every single time. Not a weak whisper, a clear command. You name the enemy. Now, let's build a commander's voice that gives the real orders. Chapter 3. Command your inner voice. Listen, your life is following a script, not a script on paper, a script in your head. You wake up inside lines you did not write, lines from your parents, from school, from failure, from shame. Most people are citing an old script and calling it truth, but it is not truth. It is programming. Your self-talk is a script. Your self-talk is not random. Your self-talk is training. If your inner voice is abusive, you are not realistic. You are misprogrammed. Let that land. You think you are being honest when you call yourself names. You think you are being practical when you talk down to yourself. You say, "I'm just telling it like it is." No, you are not telling it like it is. You are telling it like you learned. You are repeating someone else's voice inside your own head. Ask yourself a simple question. Would you let a stranger talk to you the way your mind talks to you? Would you let a stranger stand next to you and whisper all day, "You're late again. You're such a mess. You always screw things up. You're behind everyone else"? You would not. You would call that abuse. You would walk away. But when your own mind does it, you accept it. You call it motivation. You call it being hard on myself. That is not motivation. That is sabotage. Every sentence you repeat is a command. Choose your commands. Look at the phrases you use. "I always fail." What happens next? You approach new goals already expecting failure. You start half-hearted. You quit early. Then you say, "See, I was right." You were not right. You were obedient. "I can't focus." What happens? You sit down to work already defeated. The slightest distraction wins. You do not fight for your attention because your script says it is already lost. "I'm just lazy." What happens? You excuse every missed opportunity. You build an identity around avoidance. You protect your laziness instead of challenging it. You think you are describing reality. You are defining it. Every sentence you repeat is a command. Choose your commands. You are giving orders to your subconscious. You are telling it what to look for. You are telling it how to interpret every situation. When you say, I always fail, your mind scans for proof. When you say, I can't, your mind stops looking for strategies. When you say, that's just how I am, your mind shuts the door on change. You think words are small. They are not. They are instructions. It is not about flaw. It is about discipline. Discipline over what you allow your inner voice to say on repeat. So here's the truth you need to accept. You've been letting an untrained, unfiltered, often abusive inner voice give orders. You have treated that voice as a judge. You have treated that voice as a prophet. But that voice is not a judge. It is not a prophet. It is a script. And scripts can be rewritten. You rewire your mind by rehearsing new lines more often than the old ones. This is not magic. This is repetition. You already know repetition works. You remember songs you hate. Why? Because you heard them 1,000 times. The same thing has happened with your self-talk. You're not enough. You're behind. You're too late. You don't have what it takes. You did not choose those lines once. You repeated them. You rehearsed them. You practiced them. Now, you will practice something else. You need a new script. Short, direct, authoritative. Lines like, I give the orders. I decide what matters. My mind works for me. These are not cheesy affirmations. These are corrections. These are countercommands. When your mind says, you always fail, you respond. Every sentence I repeat is a command. I will not command failure. When your mind says, I can't focus, you respond. I decide where my attention goes. I train my focus like a muscle. When your mind says, I'm just lazy, you respond. I give the orders. Today, I command action, not excuses. At first, it will feel fake. It will feel awkward. You will feel like you are lying. You are not lying. You are learning a new language. You have spoken self-sabotage for years. You will not be fluent in self-command overnight, but you do not need overnight. You need repetition. You rewire your mind by rehearsing new lines more often than the old ones. Here is what you must do in practical terms. Pick 3 new core commands. I give the orders. I decide what matters. My mind works for me. Say them out loud every morning, before you touch your phone, before you step into the day. Say them again when you feel weak, when you feel stuck, when your old script starts playing. Your old script says, this is pointless. You answer, I give the orders. Your old script says, you'll quit like last time. You answer, every sentence I repeat is a command. I choose a different command. Your old script says, be realistic. You answer, if my inner voice is abusive, I am not realistic. I am misprogrammed. I am fixing the code. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. This is about refusing to attack yourself with your own voice. You can still be honest. You can say, I missed the target. You can say, I didn't show up the way I wanted. But you follow it with, and I can do better, and I will do better because I give the orders. Self-control is not just about what you do. It is about what you say to yourself before you do it. Your actions follow your script. If you want to control your mind, you must control the narrator inside your head. If you let that narrator insult you, diminish you, and predict your failure, your behavior will obey. Every sentence you repeat is a command. Choose your commands. From now on, your inner voice is not allowed to speak to you in a way you would reject from a stranger. If you would not tolerate it from someone else, you do not tolerate it from yourself. You are the commander. Your voice sets the tone. Your words set the direction. In the last chapter, you learn to separate yourself from your thoughts. In this chapter, you learn to seize a microphone and speak like the commander you are. You now know that self-talk is not background noise. It is a control system. You have begun to rewrite the script that runs your life. You have started giving clear, intentional commands to your own mind. Next, you must protect those commands with structure. A commander without rules is still at the mercy of chaos. You took back the voice. Now let's build the laws that voice will enforce. Chapter 4. Build non-negotiable rules. Chapter 4. Build non-negotiable rules. Listen, you have a voice now. You have begun to command your inner dialogue. But a voice without rules is still weak. A commander without laws is just a loud opinion. You do not need louder opinions. You need clear rules, non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are clear, simple rules you set for yourself. You do not debate them. You do not negotiate them. You do not ask your mood for permission. They are decided once. Then they are followed daily. No phone in bed. I finish what I start for 10 minutes. I don't argue when I'm angry. These are non-negotiables. They are not suggestions. They are not goals. They are law. If everything is negotiable, nothing is under control. Right now, almost everything in your life is negotiable. You say, I'll wake up early. Then in the morning, you ask yourself, do I feel like it? You say, I'll go to the gym. Then when it's time, you ask, am I in the mood? You say, I'll stop checking my phone so much. Then every notification becomes a new debate. You negotiate with yourself all day. No wonder you are exhausted. No wonder you feel out of control. Disciplined people do something different. Athletes, soldiers, serious entrepreneurs. They live by rules instead of moods. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They follow their rules. The runner does not ask, do I feel like running at 5 a.m.? The rule says, I run at 5 a.m., so they run. The soldier does not ask, do I feel like following orders today? The rule is the rule, so they obey. The focused entrepreneur does not ask, do I feel like working on my core task? The rule says, I do my most important work first. So they do it. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They follow their rules. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They follow their rules. You think they are more motivated than you. They are not. They are more ruled than you. It is not about motivation. It is about discipline. Discipline enforced by non-negotiable rules. So what is a non-negotiable, really? A non-negotiable is a boundary you set with your own mind. It is you saying, in this area, we do not argue. We obey. You set it when you are clear. You protect it when you are weak. Your mind will still complain. It will still whine. It will still offer excuses. But it no longer gets a vote. The rule has already been written. If everything is negotiable, nothing is under control. Non-negotiables are how you take control back. Now, you do not need 20 rules. You do not need a perfect system. You need 3. 3 non-negotiables. 1 for your focus. 1 for your energy. 1 for your emotions. Start small, but treat them as law. Let's design them. First, focus. Your focus is constantly under attack. Screens, notifications, noise. You cannot control your mind if you cannot control your attention. So choose 1 focus non-negotiable. Examples. When I start a task, I stay with it for at least 25 minutes. During deep work time, my phone is in another room. I do not open social media before noon. Pick 1. Simple. Clear. You are not asking, will I feel like it tomorrow? You are deciding, this is how I operate now. Every time you obey that rule, you vote for a stronger commander. Every time you break it, you vote for chaos. Second, energy. Your body fuels your mind. If you treat your body like a trash can, your brain will act like trash. You need 1 non-negotiable that protects your energy. Examples. I do not bring my phone into my bed. I drink water before I drink anything else in the morning. I move my body for at least 10 minutes every day. No excuses. Again, pick one, not 10. One. Start small, but treat it as law. If everything is negotiable, nothing is under control. So this is not negotiable. Third, emotions. Your emotions are powerful. They are not the enemy, but they cannot be in charge. You need one emotional non-negotiable. Examples. I don't argue when I am angry. If I feel triggered, I pause for 60 seconds before I respond. I never send important messages while I'm upset. I wait until I am calm. Choose one. That one rule alone can save relationships, careers, and opportunities. Remember, every time you obey your rules, you vote for a stronger commander. Every time you break your rules, you vote for chaos. You may think, but what if I slip? What if I break one? You will. You are human. When it happens, you do not throw the rule away. You do not say, see, I can't do this. You say, I broke the law. I correct course now. You return to the rule as quickly as possible. The power is not in never breaking it. The power is in always returning to it. This is how disciplined people live. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They follow their rules. You do not need to wait for motivation. Your rules are your motivation. Your rules are your structure. Your rules are your guardrails. Write your 3 non-negotiables down. 1 for focus, 1 for energy, 1 for emotions. Say them out loud. Every morning, every night. You are telling your mind, this is how we live now. If everything is negotiable, nothing is under control. So you close the negotiations. You stop treating your standards like opinions. You start treating them like law. You will notice something powerful. When you obey your own rules, your self-respect grows. When you disobey your own rules, your self-respect shrinks. You feel it. You know it. That feeling of, I can trust myself, comes from one place. You say something, then you do it. Every time you obey your rules, you vote for a stronger commander. Every time you break them, you vote for chaos. Self-control is not magic. Self-control is systems. Non-negotiable rules are those systems. In the earlier chapters, you learn to separate from your thoughts, to see impulse for what it is, and to command your inner voice. Now, you have given that voice something to enforce, law. You are not just reacting anymore. You are governing. You have begun to build the structure that your disciplined mind will live inside. You are turning random effort into consistent standards. But rules alone are not enough. You must also protect the times of day when your mind is most vulnerable and most powerful. You built your non-negotiables. Now, let's lock in the 2 crucial zones where control matters most. Chapter 5, Master the First Hour and the Last Hour. Chapter 5, Master the First Hour and the Last Hour. Listen, you keep trying to fix your life in the middle of the day, in the chaos, in the noise. That is the hardest place to change. If you want control, you must start where your mind is softest, where it is most open, where it is most easily shaped. The first hour after you wake up, the last hour before you sleep. These are the edges of your day. And right now, you are probably giving them away. You cannot control your day if you do not control your edges. Think about your mornings. The alarm goes off. What is the first thing you touch? Your phone. Before your feet hit the ground, your mind is in someone else's world. Messages, notifications, news, drama. You are reacting before you're even fully awake. You are letting the world tell your mind what to care about. You read a message that annoys you. You see a post that makes you feel behind. You see news that makes you anxious. And that is your mental breakfast. You did not choose your first thoughts. You did not choose your first focus. You let a screen choose it for you. You cannot control your day if you do not control your edges. Now look at your nights. You lie in bed with a glowing screen in your face. You scroll. You watch. You consume. Your brain is flooded with images, arguments, highlights, disasters, and opinions. You are tired, but you keep feeding your mind junk. Then you turn off the screen and expect peace. You expect deep sleep. You expect calm. It does not come. Your mind keeps spinning. You replay the day. You rehearse tomorrow's stress. You worry over and over. You try to sleep while your mind is still at work. You do not have a sleep problem. You have an edge problem. You cannot control your day if you do not control your edges. The first hour and the last hour are when your mind is most impressionable, most open, most programmable. Right now, you are programming it with chaos. So here's the shift. You will treat your edges like sacred ground, protected, structured, intentional, not perfect, intentional. Let's start with the first hour. No, this is not about waking up at 4 a.m. This is about what you do with whatever time you wake up. Your first hour must answer three things. Silence. Movement. One clear priority. Silence. You need at least a few minutes with no noise coming in. No screen. No notifications. No other people's opinions. You wake up. You sit. You breathe. You think. You can pray. You can journal. You can simply sit with your thoughts. The point is this. You let your mind hear your voice before it hears the world. You say to yourself, I'm awake. I'm here. I give the orders today. Even 2 minutes of silence is better than none. 2 minutes of you. With you, movement. Your body is not meant to start the day limp and passive. You do not need a full workout. You need movement. Walk, stretch, push-ups, jumping jacks. Wake your body so your brain knows it is time to engage. Movement tells your mind, we are active, we are alive, we are moving with intention. You are not scrolling, you are not slumping, you are not hiding under the covers. You are moving. One clear priority. Your day will try to steal your focus. Before it does, you choose what matters. Ask yourself, if I could only move one thing forward today, what would it be? Not 10 things. 1. Then say it out loud. Today, my priority is underscore, 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 underscore. You lock it in. You write it down. Your mind is a target now, not a vague wish. A clear aim. Silence. Movement. One clear priority. That is a control first hour. You cannot control every event in your day, but you can control how you enter it. You cannot control your day if you do not control your edges. Now, the last hour. Your last hour should not belong to your phone. It should not belong to arguments. It should not belong to worry. Your last hour is your shutdown sequence. Your signal to mind. We are done. We are safe. We are closing. You need 3 pieces. Reflection, gratitude, mental shutdown commands. Reflection. Look back at the day honestly. Ask, what did I do well? What did I avoid? What will I improve tomorrow? You are not here to beat yourself up. You are here to learn. A commander always reviews the mission. You are that commander. Gratitude. Your mind defaults to problems. You must direct it to appreciation. List 3 things you are grateful for, big or small. You say them. You write them. You are training your mind to see more than pain. You are training it to notice what is working. Mental shutdown commands. Right now, you go to bed and let your mind chatter. You lie there and let it run. You will not do that anymore. You will give it clear, final commands. The day is over. I did enough. I release it. Say it again. The day is over. I did enough. I release it. You are telling your mind, stop working. Stop replaying. Stop planning. There will be time tomorrow. You repeat these lines every night. You let them become your shutdown script. Silence. Movement. One clear priority. Reflection. Gratitude. The day is over. I did enough. I release it. These are your edge rituals. You cannot control your day if you do not control your edges. You cannot control your mind if you hand it over to noise the moment you wake and the moment you sleep. This is not about being perfect every day. It is about building a pattern. Most mornings, you start on your terms. Most nights, you end on your terms. When you own your edges, the middle gets easier. You enter the day with direction. You exit the day with closure. You are not stumbling into your day with a flooded mind. You are not collapsing into sleep with an overloaded brain. You are treating your mind like something that matters, because it does. You learned earlier to separate from your thoughts. You learned to name impulse. You learned to build rules. Now you are learning to protect the windows where your mind is shaped the most. You cannot control your day if you do not control your edges. So control them. Start tomorrow morning. Start tonight. You are building a life where your mind serves you, not the other way around. You've taken command of your voice and your rules. You've secured the openings and closings of your day. Now, it is time to go deeper into the core tool of self-control, your focus. You mastered your edges. Now let's control what fills the space between them. Chapter 6. Control your focus. Control your life. Chapter 6. Control your focus. Control your life. Listen, you think you have a motivation problem. You think you have a confidence problem. You think you have a life problem. Most of the time, you don't. You have a focus problem. Focus is the spotlight of your mind. Where it points, your energy follows. Where it points, your time follows. Where it points, your emotions follow. Whatever you stare at grows. You don't have a life problem. You have a focus problem. Right now, your spotlight is undisciplined. It jumps. It twitches. It chases whatever is loudest, brightest, and most urgent. A notification steals it. An insult steals it. A worry steals it. And then you wonder why your life feels scattered. Your mind is chasing everything except what matters. Your mind will chase whatever you keep in front of it. Think about this. Someone compliments you. They say, "You did a great job." They tell you they're proud of you. Later, someone criticizes you. They make one sharp comment, one mocking line. At night, what do you replay? The praise or the insult? You know the answer. You stare at the insult. You replay the tone. You magnify the one negative voice and ignore the 10 positive ones. What happens when you do that for years? You start to believe you are not enough. You start to feel small. Your focus built that feeling. You don't have a worth problem. You have a focus problem. Another example. You make progress. You start waking up earlier. You start eating better. You work on your goals 3 days in a row. Then one day you slip. You oversleep. You eat badly. You skip the work. What do you stare at? The 3 days forward or the 1 day back? You stare at the slip. You stare at the mistake. You stare at the failure. You say, "See, I always ruin it." You forget the proof that you can change. Your mind will chase whatever you keep in front of it. You don't have a progress problem. You have a focus problem. Another, you sit down to do meaningful work, deep work, study, building something important. But your phone is nearby. Tabs are open. Notifications are on. Your spotlight jumps. Message, feed, clip, noise. You give your focus away in little fragments. 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there. You never hold it long enough to create anything meaningful. You don't have a talent problem. You have a focus problem. Focus is not just about productivity. Focus is self-control in action. When you control your focus, you control your life. Your mind will chase whatever you keep in front of it. So here's the shift. You must train your focus like a muscle. You must teach your spotlight to stay where you put it, not where impulse pulls it, where you decide. This is not about waiting to feel focused. It is about commanding focus and then holding it. When you say stay, your focus stays. That is control. You will not get there with theory. You get there with drills. Simple, daily, deliberate. Drill 1, 10 minutes of single task work. Pick one task, just one. Reading, writing, studying, planning. Set a timer for 10 minutes. During those 10 minutes, you do that task and nothing else. No phone, no switching, no checking. Your mind will try to escape. It will say, "This is boring." It will say, "Check something real quick." You don't argue. You don't negotiate. You hold the line. When you say stay, your focus stays. That is control. 10 minutes, not an hour, not a whole day. 10 disciplined minutes. Do this every day. You are not just getting work done. You are training obedience. Drill 2, tracking one line. Take a book or a single line of text. Place it in front of you. Set a short timer, 1 or 2 minutes. Your only job is to keep your eyes on that one line. No wandering, no checking around the room. Your mind will push against this. It will feel silly. It will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is your scattered, focus-resisting discipline. When your eyes stay, your mind follows. When you say stay, your focus stays. That is control. Drill 3, breathing while counting. Sit down. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Inhale and count 1 in your head. Exhale and count 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 4. Go up to 10. If your mind wanders, and it will, you do not attack yourself. You simply go back to 1. The point is not perfection. The point is return. Every time you bring your attention back to the breath and the count, you are proving something. You can bring your focus home. When you say stay, your focus returns. That is control. These drills are not just productivity tricks. They are obedience training for your mind. You are teaching your spotlight to respond to your command, not to every flash in the environment. You don't have a life problem. You have a focus problem. So you fix your focus. Here are the rules. Stop staring at what breaks you. Start staring at what builds you. Stop staring at insults. Start staring at evidence you are growing. Stop staring at distractions. Start staring at your priorities. Stop staring at flaws. Start staring at opportunities to apply discipline. Your mind will chase whatever you keep in front of it. If you keep problems in front of it, you will feel crushed. If you keep progress in front of it, you will feel capable. If you keep distractions in front of it, you will live fragmented. If you keep direction in front of it, you will live focused. This is not about pretending negativity does not exist. It is about refusing to worship it with your attention. Attention is your currency. Where you spend it, you will get more of that. Spend it on chaos, you get more chaos. Spend it on clarity, you get more clarity. You control your life by controlling what you repeatedly focus on. So here is your challenge. Every day, give 10 minutes to a single task drill. Every day, practice 1 minute of eye focus. Every day, practice 1 cycle of counted breathing. You are not just doing exercises. You are proving to your mind, I decide where we look. I decide what we chase. When you say stay, your focus stays. That is control. You have learned to notice your thoughts, to name impulse, to build rules, to own your edges, and now to direct your focus. You are slowly turning a wild mind into a trained one. But there's another thief you must confront: emotional storms. Because if you let every wave of feeling hijack your system, your focus and your rules will fall apart. You mastered your spotlight. Now, let's stop the storms that keep knocking it over. Chapter 7. Break emotional loops before they hijack you. Chapter 7. Break emotional loops before they hijack you. Listen, your thoughts are not the only thing pulling your life around. Your emotions are, too, not single emotions. Emotional loops. An emotional loop is not just, I got mad. It is, I got mad and I stayed mad and I fed the anger all day. It is not, I felt anxious. It is, I woke up anxious, imagined disasters, fed the fear, and ended the day exhausted. Loops, circles, patterns that start small and flood everything. Anger spirals, anxiety spirals, shame spirals. You know them. One comment ruins your whole day. One worry ruins your whole week. One memory ruins your whole night. You cannot control every emotion that visits. But hear this clearly. You can't stop emotions from visiting, but you can stop them from moving in. Right now, you are letting them move in. You hand them the keys. You let them rearrange the furniture of your mind. Let's make it plain. You have an argument in the morning, maybe small, a tone you didn't like, a look that felt disrespectful. The moment passes, but in your head, it doesn't. You replay the argument. You replay what they said. Then you replay what you should have said. Then you imagine new lines you wish you used. By lunch, you are not at lunch. You are still in that conversation. By evening, you are still replaying. You tell the story to others. You add details. You add anger. The argument happened once, but you lived it 10 times. Each replay strengthens a loop. The more you replay it, the more it owns you. Another anxiety spiral. You have a bill due, a deadline, a challenge. You think about it once. Reasonable. You need a plan. But instead of planning, you start rehearsing disaster. What if I miss it? What if I fail? What if everything collapses? You imagine worst-case scenarios over and over. You feel the same fear again and again. But the situation hasn't changed. Only your nervous system has been punished repeatedly. Each mental movie strengthens the loop. The more you replay it, the more it owns you. Another shame spiral. You remember a mistake from years ago. Something you said, something you did, something you didn't do. There is no action to take now. It is done, but you pick it up in your mind and stare at it. You judge yourself with the harshest possible words. You relive the embarrassment, the regret, the disgust. You feel it in your body like it is happening again. You are not learning. You are not changing. You are just re-punishing yourself. Each replay strengthens a loop. The more you replay it, the more it owns you. Hear this. Your brain learns from repetition. You are training it with whatever you repeat. If you repeat anger, you become quicker to anger. If you repeat anxiety, you become quicker to anxiety. If you repeat shame, you become quicker to shame. You wonder why you just feel this way now. It is because you have rehearsed that state. You don't just have emotional reactions. You have emotional habits. You can't stop emotion from visiting, but you can stop them from moving in. So how do you stop the loop? You interrupt it. Quickly, deliberately, physically. You cannot think your way out of every emotional storm, because the storm is inside your thinking. You must break the pattern. Pattern interruption. When you feel the loop starting, you do not sit and swim in it. You stand up. You move. You change your environment. Anger rising? Stand up. Leave the room. Walk. Do push-ups. Splash cold water on your face. Anxiety spiraling? Stand up. Change rooms. Open a window. Look at something far away and breathe. Shame replaying? Sit up straight. Put your shoulders back. Speak out loud. Physical shifts support mental shifts. When you change your state, you change your mind. You may think this is too simple, but remember, your loops are also simple. They are just repeated. Interrupting the loop is not about pretending nothing happened. It is about refusing to relive it endlessly. Here is what you do in practice. Step 1. Catch the loop early. Notice phrases like, I can't believe they, what if, repeated endlessly. How could I be so stupid? When you hear yourself repeating the same story, same fear, same scene, that is a loop. Say it. This is a loop. Step 2. Interrupt with a strong verbal command. You are not gentle here. You are firm. You say, stop, new thought, out loud if you can, with force. Stop, new thought. You are telling your brain, we are not going down that road again. The more you replay it, the more it owns you, so you stop replaying. Step 3. Move your body. Stand up, change rooms, walk outside, stretch, do 10 squats. Turn on cold water and splash your face. Do something that tells your nervous system, we are shifting state now. When you change your state, you change your mind. If you stay in the same position, staring at the same spot, your brain stays in the loop. You need a pattern break. Step 4. Redirect your focus. You do not just say, stop, and then stare at the wall. You choose a new target. Work. A useful task. A problem you can actually solve. A calming activity. You decide, my mind goes here now. Maybe you pick up a book. Maybe you wash the dishes. Maybe you write down 3 actions you can take today. You don't have to feel like it. You just do it. Because you are proving to yourself, I move my focus. My focus does not drag me. When you change your state, you change your mind. You will not catch every loop at the start. Sometimes you will realize it halfway through. Sometimes only at the end of the day. That is okay. The point is not perfection. The point is interruption. Every interruption weakens the loop. Every interruption teaches your brain. We do not stay there. You can't stop emotion from visiting, but you can stop them from moving in. You are allowed to feel anger. You are allowed to feel fear. You are allowed to feel shame. You are not required to live there. Self-control is not emotional numbness. It is emotional leadership. You acknowledge, you feel, then you decide, do I feed this or do I redirect? Because the more you replay it, the more it owns you. So ask yourself, what loops are running your life right now? Who do you keep arguing with in your head? What disaster do you keep imagining? What mistake do you keep reliving? Every time you choose to replay, you choose to be owned. Every time you choose to interrupt, you choose to be in charge. You have already learned to control thoughts, impulses, focus, and your daily edges. Now you are learning to control the storms. You can't stop emotion from visiting, but you can stop them from moving in. When you change your state, you change your mind. You are not the victim of every feeling that passes through. You are the commander who decides which feelings stay and which feelings go. You are breaking loops that have hijacked your days, your nights, and your decisions, one interruption at a time. You've started leading your emotions instead of letting them lead you. Now it is time to bring your body fully into this process, because your physical discipline is a training ground for your mental discipline. You broke the loops in your head. Now let's train the machine you live in. Chapter 8. Train your body to obey, so your mind follows. Chapter 8. Train your body to obey, so your mind follows. Listen, you keep trying to control your thoughts while your body does whatever it wants. That will never work. Your body is the easiest place to practice obedience. Your body is the visible proof of your self-control. If your body ignores you, your mind will too. When you say, wake up at 6, and then you stay in bed, your body ignored you. Your brain learns, our commands are optional. When you say, I'll finish this workout, and you quit halfway because it's uncomfortable, your body ignored you. Your brain learns, we don't mean what we say. When you say, just one cookie, and your hand keeps going back, your body ignored you. Your brain learns, we do not have a commander. We have suggestions. If your body ignores you, your mind will too. You want mental control. Start with physical control. Not because looks matter, because obedience matters. Your body is the training ground. Your body is the simplest battlefield. Either your body obeys you, or you obey it. Look at your current patterns. You set an alarm. It rings. You hit snooze. Again. You told your body, get up. Your body said, no. You listened. Do you see the problem? You are rewarding disobedience. Every time you hit snooze, you are teaching your brain, our word is weak. Our orders don't matter. If your body ignores you, your mind will too. Another example, you start a workout. The first few minutes feel fine. Then your muscles burn. Your breathing gets heavy. A thought appears. That's enough. Another, you did more than yesterday. Another, you don't want to overdo it. You stop early. Physically, it looks small. Mentally, it is huge. You gave an order. We finished this set. Your body said, we're done. You agreed. You trained your brain that discomfort is the limit, not the finish line. The limit. Comfort is not a reward. It is often the trap. Another, you avoid discomfort every chance you get. You avoid stairs. You avoid walks. You avoid carrying heavy bags. You avoid stretching, sweating, exerting. Your body learns. If something is hard, we don't do it. Your brain copies that rule. If a conversation is hard, we don't have it. If a task is hard, we don't start it. If a habit is hard, we don't build it. You wanted comfort. You train cowardice. Comfort is not a reward. It is often the trap. So here's a shift. You will start using your body as a training tool to prove something to yourself. Give the order. Follow the order. Prove to your mind that your word means something. You do not need an extreme routine. You do not need to live in the gym. You need simple daily command tests. Command test 1. One daily walk, no matter the weather. You pick a distance or a time. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a specific route around your block. You give the order. Every day I walk. Then the excuses show up. It's cold. It's hot. I'm tired. It's late. You hear them. You don't obey them. You put on your shoes. You walk. You are not just logging steps. You are sending a message. When I give an order, we follow it. Give the order. Follow the order. Prove to your mind that your word means something. Command test 2. 1 extra rep. During any physical effort, push-ups, squats, lifting, even a plank, you decide the number. 10 reps, 20 seconds. When you reach that number, you add one more. Your body says, we're done. You say, one more. That one more is not about muscle. It is about message. It tells your brain. Discomfort does not end the set. My decision ends a set. If your body ignores you, your mind will too. So you train your body to respect your commands. Command test 3. 1 cold shower. Not for an hour. For seconds. You turn the water cold at the end of your shower. You give the order. We stay under for 20 seconds. Your body screams, get out. Your mind screams, This is crazy. You breathe. You stay. You are teaching your nervous system to tolerate discomfort on purpose. You are teaching your brain. We do hard things because we decided to, not because we feel like it. Comfort is not a reward. It is often the trap. You might say, what do these small things matter? It's just a walk, just a rep, just a shower. They matter because of what they represent. Every time you give an order and follow it, you increase your self-trust. Every time you give an order and break it, you weaken your self-trust. You are building or breaking your authority over yourself in these tiny moments. You want to control your mind when it wants to scroll, binge, lash out, or quit. Good. But if you cannot even control your body to get out of bed when you said you would, your mind knows the truth. You don't mean what you say. If your body ignores you, your mind will too. So start here. Start small. Start daily. One walk, one extra rep, one cold shower. Every one of these is a chance to say, I give the orders, my body obeys. You are not chasing perfection. You are chasing proof. Proof that your word has weight. Proof that your commands matter. And when your brain sees that your physical commands are followed, it becomes much easier to follow mental commands. Stop scrolling. Stay calm. Focus now. Because your system now recognizes a pattern. When we are told what to do, we do it. Give the order. Follow the order. Prove to your mind that your word means something. You have been living the opposite way for years. Your body flinched away from discomfort. Your mind flinched away from effort. Now you are reversing it. You are learning that discomfort is not a signal to stop. It is often a signal that you are exactly where growth begins. Comfort is not a reward. It is often the trap. You have trained your thoughts. You have named your impulses. You have built rules, edges, focus, and emotional control. Now, through your body, you are making all that real. You are no longer just thinking like a commander. You are moving like one. Once your body starts obeying you, your identity shifts. You stop seeing yourself as undisciplined. You start seeing yourself as a person who does what they said, even when it is hard. That identity is a foundation of deep self-control. You train your body to obey, so your mind can follow. Now it is time to go even deeper, to the story you tell yourself about who you are. You change your actions. Next, you will change your identity. Chapter 9. Rewrite your identity. You are the commander. Chapter 9. Rewrite your identity. You are the commander. Listen, you have changed actions. You have pushed your body. You have interrupted thoughts, impulses, and emotional storms. But if you still see yourself as weak, you will eventually go back. Because long-term self-control is not about willpower bursts. It is about identity. You act like who you believe you are. If you see yourself as weak, you will behave weak. If you see yourself as a commander, you will act like one. You can force discipline for a few days with motivation. You can push hard for a week with anger at yourself. But that never lasts. What lasts is identity. I am this kind of person. Right now, your identity might sound like this. I'm not disciplined. I always fall off. I can't stick with anything. When you say that, you are not just stating a fact. You are issuing a lifetime contract. You act like who you believe you are. If you believe you are the one who always quits, then when things get hard, quitting feels honest. It feels like returning to your true self. If you believe you are lazy, then sitting on the couch feels natural. Effort feels fake. Consistency feels like pretending. If you see yourself as weak, you will behave weak. This is not about lying to yourself. This is about choosing a better truth to grow into. Identity is not fixed. Identity is trained. Identity is built by repetition, not inspiration. Think of someone who transformed themselves. Maybe they used to say, "I'm not disciplined." They believed that for years. It shaped everything. Then one day they changed one sentence. They started saying, "I'm the kind of person who finishes what I start." At first, it felt fake. They still had old habits. They still missed days. But every time they wanted to quit, that new identity was there. I'm the kind of person who finishes what I start. So they stayed a little longer. They completed one more task. They pushed past the old stopping point. Slowly, their behavior started to match the new identity. Because you act like who you believe you are. Their language changed. Their posture changed. Their tiny habits changed. They stood up straighter. They walked with more intention. They made their bed. They kept small promises. These small details are not small. They are signals. Signals to your brain. This is who we are now. If you see yourself as weak, you will behave weak. If you see yourself as a commander, you will act like one. So, how do you rewrite your identity? Not with a single decision, with a repeated script, words, posture, habits. First, words. You must speak like the person you are becoming, not like the person you are trying to escape. You do not say, "I'm trying to be disciplined." You say, "I am becoming more disciplined every day." You do not say, "I'm a mess." You say, "I am learning to get organized." You do not say, "I always lose control." You say, "I am the commander of my mind." Every time you speak, you choose a side, old identity or new identity. Identity is built by repetition, not inspiration. Second, posture. Your body broadcasts identity every day. Head down, shoulders slumped, soft voice. That is, "I am powerless" posture. You do not have to be loud to be powerful, but you must carry yourself like someone who matters. Stand up straight. Lift your chest. Look forward, not at the ground. When you walk into a room, walk as if you belong there. Because you do. Your posture tells your brain, "We are not prey. We are commander." Third, tiny habits. Identity is not created in big moments. It is created in small, repeated choices. The person who sees themselves as disciplined is not perfect. They just keep doing small disciplined things. They make their bed. They keep their word about small tasks. They put things back where they belong. Those small acts say, "I am the kind of person who brings order." Your tiny habits are identity votes. Every time you follow through, you cast a vote for commander. Every time you abandon yourself, you cast a vote for victim. You act like who you believe you are. So now you will use a script, a clear identity script. Say it with force. "I am the commander of my mind. My thoughts report to me. My emotions inform me. They do not control me. My impulses are suggestions, not orders. I decide what matters. I give the orders. I follow the orders." This is your identity declaration. You repeat it daily. Morning, night, before hard tasks, after you stumble. You do not wait to feel like a commander to say it. You say it to become one. Identity is built by repetition, not inspiration. At first, your brain will argue. It will say, "No, you're not." It will bring up your past. It will bring up your failures. Let it talk. Then answer. "I am the commander of my mind. My thoughts report to me. My emotions inform me. They do not control me." You are not erasing your history. You are ending its rule. You are allowed to have a past. You are not required to stay loyal to it. You have spent years repeating, "I can't, I'm weak, I always mess up." Those repetitions build a weak identity. Now you will repeat something else. Again, again, again. Language, posture, tiny habits. You will act like who you want to be until that becomes who you are. If you see yourself as weak, you will behave weak. If you see yourself as a commander, you will act like one. You have already begun acting like one. You've built rules. You've controlled impulses. You've trained your body. Now your identity must catch up. Say the script again. I am the commander of my mind. My thoughts report to me. My emotions inform me. They do not control me. This is not a slogan. This is a job description. You are responsible now. You are in charge now. Self-control is no longer something outside of you. It is who you are becoming. You rewrote your identity on the inside. Now there is one more step, living under those orders every day, whether you feel like it or not. You are the commander now. Next, you will learn how to live like one. By following standards, not moods. You claim the role. Now, let's protect it with daily action. Chapter 10, Live Under Orders, Not Moods. Chapter 10, Live Under Orders, Not Moods. Listen, you started this audiobook as a prisoner of your own mind. Thoughts dragging you, impulses pulling you, emotions flooding you, habits owning you. That was then. This is now. You have separated from your thoughts. You have named your impulses. You have commanded your inner voice. You have built non-negotiable rules. You have mastered your edges. You have controlled your focus. You have broken emotional loops. You have trained your body. You have rewritten your identity. The transformation is complete. From living by emotion, impulse, and habit, to living by orders, standards, and clarity. You are not here to be dragged by your mind. You are here to direct it. This is not theory anymore. This is how you live every day. Picture your new morning. Night before, you decide what matters. Not in the rush of the moment. Before bed. Clear. One priority. You write it down. Tomorrow, my focus is on completing the project proposal. Morning comes. Your mood says, I'm tired. Your body says, 5 more minutes. Your old habits say, check your phone first. You don't ask. You don't debate. You execute. You get up. You move. You start the work. You act on decisions, not moods. You are not here to be dragged by your mind. You are here to direct it. Midday. Distractions hit. Emails. Notifications. Unexpected problems. Your mind twitches. Just handle this first. Just one quick break. You remember your order. You use your 3-second window. You say, no, priority first. You hold the line. 25 minutes of focus. No negotiation. Self-respect grows. Every time you follow through, self-respect grows. Afternoon, irritation builds. Someone tests you. Traffic annoys you. Things don't go perfectly. An emotional loop starts. You catch it. Stop. New thought. You stand. You breathe. You change rooms. You don't argue when angry. You don't snap. You don't let the mood win. You act on decisions, not moods. Evening. You review the day like a commander reviews a mission. 3 questions. What orders did I follow? Where did I hold the line? What will I command tomorrow? You don't dwell on slips. You note them. You correct course. You end with gratitude. 3 things that went right. Then you're shut down. The day is over. I did enough. I release it. Lights out. No phone. No scrolling. This is daily life under command. You wake with orders. You work by standards. You end with clarity. No more, I'll see how I feel. No more, maybe tomorrow. No more reacting to every wave. You decide the night before what matters. You act despite the mood. You review like a leader. Self-respect grows every time. You feel it building. That quiet confidence. I trust myself. I do what I say. I am the commander. Because you are. Now hear the final truth. Self-control is not restriction. Self-control is freedom. When your mind obeys you, you are free to build a life you actually want. Think about it. Free from endless scrolling. Free from sugar crashes. Free from snapping at people you love. Free from anxiety loops that steal your nights. Free from starting and quitting every project. You are free to create, free to connect, free to rest deeply, free to chase what matters. When your mind obeys you, you are free to build a life you actually want. Most people think discipline is chains. It is keys. Chains keep you stuck in impulse. Keys unlock your potential. You are not chained to your weaknesses anymore. You hold the keys to your strengths. Repeat it. When your mind obeys you, you are free to build the life you actually want. This is the end of the war inside you. Not because the thoughts stopped. Not because impulses vanished. Not because emotions went quiet. Because you stopped obeying them blindly. You started directing them clearly. You are not here to be dragged by your mind. You are here to direct it. From chapter 1 to now, you have built the system. You have the tools. You have the identity. Live it every day, under orders, not moods. Self-respect will carry you further than motivation ever did. Clarity will outlast every fleeting feeling. You are the commander. Your mind serves you now. When your mind obeys you, you are free to build a life you actually want. Closing 1-minute final challenge. Listen, Commander, you have just spent the last hour learning a truth most people never face. Your mind has been running you, not serving you. You have seen it in your impulses, in your scrolling, in your late nights, in your broken promises to yourself. You have watched yourself say, "I'll start tomorrow," while tomorrow keeps moving further away. That version of you is not destiny. That version of you is simply a mind with no commander. Now you know the difference. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who gives them orders. You are not your impulses. You are the one who decides which impulses live and which impulses die. You are not your moods. You are the one who sets the standard and follows it anyway. You have the tools. Name the impulse. Use the 3-second window. Speak like a commander. Build non-negotiable rules. Control your first hour and your last hour. Direct your focus. Break emotional loops. Train your body. Rewrite your identity. So here is your challenge. Not tomorrow. Not next week. The next 24 hours. For the next 24 hours, you live under orders, not moods. You pick 3 non-negotiable commands for yourself. You say them out loud, and you obey them completely. No debate, no negotiation. When your mind resists, you respond with one sentence. I am the commander. You obey me, and you act. If you do this for 24 hours, you will prove one thing that changes everything. Your mind does not control you. You control your mind. Now, commander, give the first order.